Coach Jack talking about the fact when she was at Buffalo when she first came in, she thought she would ball her up, and she couldn't contain her at all.
Right. Coach Jack talked about at camp when she was in 8th grade that she was taking down all the campers, and Coach Jack said, I'm going to see if I can take this girl, and DeAsia was still able to take her even in 8th grade.
First shot of the game, rebound Gakdeng. Take a look at the starting lineup for Courtney Banghart and the Tar Heels. Paris is out there along with the queen of the team, Deja Kelly, Lexi Donarski. What a pickup from Iowa State, Alyssa Ustby, and Maria Gakdeng, the transfer from Boston College. And there's Ustby. We queued her up and she delivers.
Yeah, the drive to the basket and the finish with the left hand, as we talked about. She's got an elite ability to finish from both sides.
Syracuse starting 5, Fair, Woolley, Rice, Wood, and Latham. The starting 5 for the Orange. The students are not here, but I'll tell you what, much better crowd than I think they anticipated, as Courtney Banghart has really worked the community, and they're behind this team.
Right, you've seen the attendance build year after year in the Banghart era, and it's really turning into a good home court atmosphere.
That's Wood, the junior from Buffalo. Spent some time at Temple.
Syracuse starting in the man-to-man tonight. We know that they'll do a lot of matchup zone and man-to-man, just depending on how it goes. We talked to Coach Jack, and she reads off of her players.
Gakdeng down low, up and in, and the and one.
Great finish there by Maria. She's the transfer out of Boston College, and she's going to make a huge impact in conference play for the Tar Heels. Here she's get the deep post up. She's shooting 58% on the season. When she gets it that deep, you almost got to let her have it, but instead she gets the and one.
Gakdeng will go to the line. 23 for 30, 77% on the season from the line. She makes the and one. It's a 3-point lead for North Carolina.
Heels also picking up man-to-man. Starting Donarski on Fair. That's a tough matchup.
Fair, we showed you the numbers of shots, yet she is still a pass-first type player, according to her head coach. Deja Kelly fighting for it. It's still loose. Ustby on the ground, and a timeout called by Courtney Banghart.
You can see how important this game is. Teams are just hustling and getting on the floor. UNC with the early 3-point lead.
The walk rift is
Yes, Deja Kelly last year had a career-high 32 points against the Cuse. You see her making shots from all over the court, but in the end it was DeAsia Fair who had 23 for the Cuse. Here hitting the dagger right here to finish the game and get Syracuse's first top 25 win in the Coach Jack era.
So off the quick timeout with the scramble, the Tar Heels come back out again with Ustby. Deja Kelly, front end of the rim. Gakdeng gets enough of it. Now Ustby with the rebound. Ustby, good pass to Gakdeng. Gakdeng rolls it up and over and in.
Rebounding going to be a key tonight on the offensive glass. Carolina really crashing the boards, getting that second chance opportunity.
Gakdeng's got 5 of the 7 for the Tar Heels and a 5-point lead. So it does look like Donarski drew the short straw, as she'll have to keep an eye on Fair. And an extra step, it'll be a turnover.
We talked a little bit with Coach Banghart about how are we going to defend DeAsia Fair tonight, and she said it's going to be a group effort, so Donarski's going to start on her, but we could see a lot of different looks thrown at her as the game goes on.
Deja Kelly on just about every preseason watch list you can find. Must be similar. Gakdeng down low again. This time it's blocked. Good defense by the Orange.
Rare miss for Gakdeng.
Woolley gets it back, and a good give and go. Woolley finishes at the basket.
Woolley's a great player. You just see her do all the little things, and right there making the good give and go, getting the easy layup.
One of the 5 players coming over from Buffalo, where Coach Jack was before coming home to Syracuse. We almost didn't have her after a run at Indiana. She thought about hanging up the whistle, and then Buffalo called. Thank goodness they did. The shot from the Orange deep off the back of the rim, rebound Donarski.
She was the all-time winningest coach at Buffalo, so they are proud they made that call.
Ustby over to Gakdeng. Great pass and finish.
Carolina with the transition there. Right now they're playing with a little bit more energy than the Cuse, and I'm sure Coach Jack is going to try and light a fire under the orange.
Madeline Potts getting ready to check in for Coach Jack and Syracuse. Alina Paris inserted a handful of games ago into the starting lineup. And really starting to get her confidence back up. Gakdeng gets a piece of it. Syracuse will keep it alive. And that's a good finish by Latham, the freshman from Glenwood, Illinois, who has looked solid for Syracuse.
Gakdeng's so good at the block shots, was third in the ACC last year while at Boston College, but UNC was able to, Syracuse was able to get the finish there.
Paulina Paris driving to the hoop, and she'll draw the whistle. We'll go to the line.
One thing we're seeing, Dean, is that UNC is really trying to get the ball inside. They struggle a little bit from the three-point line, so the focus on getting it to Gakdeng or to penetrate, and so far so good for the Heels.
There's Courtney Banghart, former Naismith Coach of the Year. See her record at North Carolina.
She was an elite coach at Princeton, as you said, National Coach of the Year. And she's taken over this UNC program and is really starting to get it back to that elite status that it once was.
Harris misses the first. Those are the first two misses from the free throw line of the year for Paris. Kelly, now Paris has a chance to get three. Yes! Missed both free throws, but gets the three.
Right, takes three instead of two, and credit Ustby for getting the offensive rebound again.
North Carolina has doubled up Syracuse. It's 12-6 with a little over 5 minutes remaining here in the first. Donarski fights through the high screen to stay with Fair. Fair with a step back. Rebound Syracuse. Pass underneath, pump fake, and Ustby rips it out of there. Ustby between her legs. She'll push it. She can play 1 through 5, Ustby. Donarski. This is the three, and it's knocked out of bounds. Looked like by Fair, they'll say Ustby. Alina Paris, huge. After missing two, hits the big three.
Right after the missed free throw, Ustby really wrestles down that rebound. And it's also, the three-pointers are the best to get after an offensive rebound because the defense is scrambling. Paris puts it down with the swish.
3 rebounds, 3 assists for Ustby to go with a couple points. Gakdeng leads everybody with 7 points. Ustby gets the hand in the face. Cody Banghart talking a lot about, yeah, they want to contest fair shots, but they want to contest all shots. Gakdeng making it look easy. She's got 9.
Anytime she can get it that deep, it's just an automatic 2 points. Syracuse has got to do a better job getting back on defense and pushing her up the lane, because if she's going to catch it 2 feet away, it's always going to be 2 points.
Fair, yes, from 3. And Syracuse now down 5.
Donarski fighting under that screen right there. It's so tough to guard Fair. Makes a tough contested 3 right there.
They'll let Ustby shoot 3s. Paris, her first 3, misses her second. Now the Asia Fair will push it. Goes right by Donarski. Couple extra passes. And Latham hits a 3.
And we talked to Coach Jack about Latham today. She'd only hit 1 3 all year going into the last game against Notre Dame. She hit 2 in that game. She's really stepped up her perimeter shooting. Hits another big one tonight.
Number 23. Back down to Gakdeng, wide open again, and Gakdeng's got 11 on 5 of 6 shooting.
Looked like Syracuse tried to switch up to the matchup zone there, but just weren't on the same page. Left Gakdeng all alone.
That stops the Syracuse run, and the lead is back to 4. Paris keeping an eye on Woolley. Good defense. They'll say off of Syracuse. Will stay with North Carolina.
Coach Leggett Jack, second season at Syracuse. She was an All-American at Syracuse as a player. It's the first player to ever have her number retired in women's basketball at Syracuse, and she's glad to be back at her alma mater, making a promise to her mother to finish school and be right there with her at Syracuse.
Tiani Key travels, sophomore who has battled through some early season injuries. Could be a tremendous help for the Tar Heels as they face the gauntlet of the ACC.
Her rebounding skill is elite, and I think the Tar Heels need that more and more as the season goes along.
Navarre off the bench and in. Transfer from Stanford. Tough shot for Fair. Anya Poole, Key also there. And they'll jump it up. And it'll go to North Carolina.
Navarre with good defense, the former Gatorade North Carolina Player of the Year. Went to Stanford for 1 year and transferred back to UNC, back to her home state.
And she's got that Stanford brain when it comes to basketball, Derek. She really can do it all, sees the game. Working a little bit on her shot, but she has been solid for North Carolina. Here's Key, back over to Kelly. Kelly, and that one is blocked. So now Syracuse with a chance to cut the lead to 2. Even 1 if they can find a 3.
Perkins played some big minutes for Syracuse with 5 assists against Notre Dame. Getting some early minutes here.
Good drive to the basket, up and in for Wood. Syracuse has cut the lead to 2.
Syracuse going to try that zone again.
Anya Poole saw Gakdeng do it, tried to get position down low. Donarski sets her feet for 3, and she's got it.
She is getting hot from the three-point line, and she's got a very quick release. She's really adjusting to the speed of the ACC game.
Step back 3 for Syracuse, front of the rim. Navarre comes in, hustles, and decides not to throw it back.
Well, and from an outsider's perspective, you're like, why didn't she just throw it right back? Because there was no Cuse players around. But the smart thing to do, you never want to throw it right back under your basket. You never know if it's blind. Just give up the possession instead of giving up an easy bucket. It's one of those heady plays that you talk about for India.
Deja Kelly, quick hands, Kelly. Nice attack, unlucky though as it rolls out. Everything but the finish for Deja Kelly, and then a foul on Anya Poole.
She got caught sort of in between right there. She was trying to cross it over, get to the right side. Ended up trying to lay it right over the front, and that's always a tough one.
.65 seconds remaining here in the first.
Syracuse really spreading it out. No true post in there right now. They'll run more of a 5-out offense.
Perkins, Fair, Woolley, Wilson, and Wood out there for the Orange. Fair now with Navarre keeping an eye on her. Donarski, such a great defensive player for Iowa State. And that was all Donarski right there.
Right, the 2022 Defensive Player of the Year for the Big 12.
Turnover. And now Syracuse.
Can almost hold it for the last shot. Don't know if Perkins sees it.
An extra step there. Good defense from Deja Kelly. Probably doesn't get enough credit for the job she does defensively.
Yeah, she's locked down multiple stars in her career over the years at UNC. Feel pretty certain UNC will hold for the last shot here.
They'll do it with Key, Donarski, Navarre, Kelly, and Poole. Key trying to get position. Now Deja Kelly. Deja Kelly creates her own space. It looked like it was blocked. We have played 1 in Chapel Hill, the second ACC game for both teams, and North Carolina leads it by 5 after 1. As usual, it's been the Carmichael Comforts for the North Carolina women's basketball team.
Right, UNC right here in Carmichael is always a tough team, a tough out, and the crowd support, as we've talked about in the Bang Hart era, just keeps getting swelling and swelling and creating a great home court atmosphere for the Tar Heels, scoring 78 points a game. Their only loss of the year this year was to #1 South Carolina. Very difficult team. Other than that, 7-1 and trying to go 8-1 tonight.
Tar Heels played the Gamecocks tough in that one. It wasn't until late. In fact, it really wasn't until after what I thought was a bit of a controversial technical foul where South Carolina got it going. And here we go, second quarter, Syracuse back out there in their familiar orange, North Carolina in their home whites. Forcing a turnover, Donarski with that lockdown D. Ustby on the other side of that D there, Derek.
Right, and Donarski's really getting after the ball handler. They switched her off fair, and guarding Perkins right there was able to force a turnover.
5 turnovers for Syracuse, just 2 for North Carolina, who has a 5-point lead. Ustby looking again to find Gakdeng. Instead takes the shot herself. Great footwork from Alyssa Ustby, and Ustby's got 4.
That's one of her favorite moves, the up and under. She tries to drive to the left, and if she gets stopped, up and under, finish with the right.
Gakdeng took the final 3 minutes and 1 second off of the first quarter, but is back out there with a game-high 11 points.
UNC with 12 points in the paint in the first quarter. You can see that's been a big emphasis, and it's been successful. Fair had to shoot it with the shot clock going down. Ustby, shot clock will reset at 20. That's one of the hard parts of those long three-pointers is it's difficult to box out because it's going to be a long rebound.
Perkins, Fair, Wood, Latham, and Rice out there for Coach Jack in Syracuse. Step back Perkins. That long rebound goes to Ustby, who is fouled.
One of the things Coach Banghart talked about was defensively, they just want to force them into contested shots. Make it hard on Fair, make it hard on the perimeter from the orange, and keep that shooting percentage down.
It's the second foul on Wood, who will go to the bench. Just 3 fouls total for Syracuse, 2 of them for Wood, as Courtney Banghart looking on with her team up by 7.
Syracuse not very deep because of some injuries, so they can't afford much foul trouble tonight.
Ustby finds an open Donarski, and that'll work.
Love her shooting stroke. She's so quick with it. You saw her against Clemson hit 6 threes, already got 2 tonight. Trying to see if she can set a career high in threes.
Donarski and Deja Kelly have played every minute of the game so far for Courtney Banghart and the Tar Heels, who have a 10-point lead. Donarski sliding her feet. Shot clock winding down again. Tough shots. And Deja Kelly's got the rebound. Kelly's going to push it. As Ustby in front. Deja Kelly looking to score a bucket. Might get it there. Nope. Short. And Syracuse headed the other way.
Big stop for the Cuse right there. Felt like a little bit of a danger zone with UNC already up 10.
ACC play starts. You'll see the benches get a little shorter. A 3 for Syracuse. Nothing but the bottom of the net there for Rice.
Rice, the transfer from Florida A&M and Auburn. MEAC freshman of the year at FAMU. She can get hot. She had 26 in a game this year against Iowa State.
Try to feed it to Gakdeng. It'll go off of Syracuse.
Here's Elena Rice. Looks like she's coming off the ball screen here. Carolina went under the screen, giving her an open look, and she buried it. She's hitting 16 for 35 on the year from 3 for 46%. So she's a red-hot three-point shooter. Coach Banghart might have to look to play that a little differently, at least against her on the ball screen.
Ustby back down to Gakdeng, and Gakdeng's got 13.
Gakdeng is just a force tonight. They can't stop her. They've got to push her up the lane, or it's going to be a long night.
Her season and career high came this year against Florida Gulf Coast, 22. And North Carolina forces another turnover.
One thing about Gakdeng last year against Syracuse, while she was with BC, she scored 20 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks. So she's had success against the Cuse and has carried over to her time with the Tar Heels.
Ustby, who we spotlighted to start the game, has a career high already in assists with 7. Gakdeng misses that one. Ustby hustles. A lot of bounds off of Ustby and back to Syracuse.
Rare miss right there for Gakdeng. But she has another one where she caught inside that restricted circle. They don't use that in women's basketball for charges anymore, but it's sort of an idea of how deep she's getting the ball if she's getting it in that circle.
Ustby 3 times has had 6 assists, never 7. And we got a lot of basketball left here at Carmichael as Paulina Paris will look to check in next opportunity. Driving to the basket, Navarre got her hand across Georgia Woolley, and Woolley will go to the line.
Woolley, one of the leaders for the 'Cuse. One of those transfers from Buffalo that came with Coach Jack to Syracuse. Recently topped 1,000 career points against St. Francis.
First one good. Sunday afternoon on ACC Network, we have a women's basketball quadruple header. 13th ranked Virginia Tech hosts number 3 NC State at noon Eastern. Then it's Georgia Tech Pittsburgh, number 22 Florida State and Clemson, and BC at Syracuse to cap off the day. Syracuse gets the rebound on the missed second free throw. Kelly now trying to keep an eye on DeAsia. Deja versus DeAsia, both of them featuring in last year's win by Syracuse. And right now hitting the board, Syracuse, a really good rebounding team. They had 3 opportunities, they score on the 3rd.
Right, and that's how they beat Notre Dame on Sunday. They had 20 offensive rebounds, and that's the thing that Coach Banghart's talked about. They've got to control the glass tonight.
Kelly looking for her buckets. Ustby hustles, but Deja Kelly starting this game 0 for 5 from the field.
This game does remind me a lot of that Notre Dame game for Syracuse, because Notre Dame felt like they might be in control, but Syracuse hung around, and then DeAsia Fair is there to take over in the 4th quarter. So Carolina's going to want to try and extend this lead as best they can early.
Harris and Navarre, a little bit of double team, and that'll lead to an open Woolley, but deep. Navarre with the rebound. And a blocking foul called against Woolley and the Orange.
Woolley tried to step over and take the charge, didn't quite get there soon enough.
Kyrie Carter, one of the assistant coaches for Syracuse. His dad, Quentin Carter. You see Kyrie before the game, know his dad well. Woolley, who was called for the foul, going to sit down.
Elena Rice coming back in because Woolley's got 2 personal fouls. Don't want her to get the 3rd in this first half.
Ustby down to Gakdeng. Ustby to Paris. Yes, and Ustby's got 8 assists. Paris has made 2 threes.
Syracuse in that zone, trying to collapse on Gakdeng. Left Paris open for the 3 on the wing.
The Orange down 9. Extra pass, Fair. Tough shot, and makes the 3.
You give her just an inch, she's going to pull it. As we talked about, first in the ACC in made 3s, 2nd in the league in percentage.
Ustby has been an assist machine as Gakdeng now with 15.
Syracuse just does not have an answer. I don't know if they're going to have to double team or pack that zone in and force UNC to make the perimeter shot.
Alyssa Ustby with 9 assists, Gakdeng with 15, and North Carolina with an 8-point lead, 31-23 over Syracuse. Alyssa Ustby.
And we talked in the open about how good Alyssa Ustby is. We didn't even mention her assist. She leads the team in assists. She's already got 9 today. It's going post to post every time. You see how deep Gakdeng's getting right there. And once she gets that deep, she is a finish every time. It's a bucket. Actually shooting 67% from the field this season and 77% in this game, so it's only going to go up. She is such a talented player, and Coach Banghart talked about getting post touches, but I didn't expect to see this many post touches, but they've certainly found the answer to how to beat that Syracuse zone tonight.
Ustby, one of the things I love about her is she can pass the ball with the same speed with her left hand or her right hand, which, you know, you think about LeBron James can do that kind of thing. I mean, Ustby, a lot of those passes were with her offhand.
Yes, it was, and it's just a testament to how good of an athlete she is.
Yeah, she works at it every day, is not afraid of the weight room, strong. Gakdeng defensively, good little move up and under. Gakdeng with a swat. Right on the line, they'll say still in bounds, no whistle, stays with Syracuse. They are tenacious on the board. Shot clock violation, though. It'll be turned over to North Carolina.
2 blocks for the Heels right there, and Syracuse just didn't get a chance here. We'll see Gakdeng with the first one, and then Ustby's going to reach over the top on the second one, if we get a chance to see it. But Ustby was able to get the second one and then force the shot clock violation for the Cuse.
Only 2 games this season where Maria Gakdeng did not have at least 1 block. And she already can check that box to go with her 15 points. Navarre stepped out of bounds off the pump fake. It'll come back to Syracuse.
A little more aggressiveness right there by Syracuse on the zone defense, trying to put a little more pressure on the Heels so those entry passes are not as easy. I think that's a good adjustment by Coach Jack.
That's only the 3rd turnover of the game for Courtney Banghart's Tar Heels. 7 turnovers for Syracuse. Fair, Burrow, Wilson, Latham, and Rice out there for Coach Jack in the Orange. Rice with the drive. Another offensive rebound. Ustby's there, and Ustby will take it down. Ustby stuffing those stats. She's going to push it. Navarre. It's knocked away. Shot clock at 15. Donarski wanted it a long time ago. Now she'll get it. Paris back down, trying to feed Gakdeng, who is fouled again. Gakdeng has been a handful.
One thing I really like about the way she catches it, once she got that defender on her back, even as the pass was coming, she was backing her in even deeper. It did get tipped away that time, but it allows her to get it deep and make an easier shot each time.
31-23. Navarre. Good idea. Good defense, though. Syracuse slides over. They'll drop it. Stepping into it from deep off the front of the rim. Gakdeng with another rebound. Paris going the other way. Sees Ustby. Ustby running the court. Ustby underneath. Sets her feet. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Great catch by Ustby there. That was a difficult pass. She was able to not only control it, but to draw the foul and get 2 free throws.
Deja Kelly with a short break to the bench. Will come back in for Navarre.
We talked about Ustby's athleticism. She played 3 sports in high school. Here she'll take the free throw and hit it. She played softball and soccer, was outstanding at all of them. Played all 5 positions on her basketball team, and you do that in high school. You don't see that in college, but she could do it for the Tar Heels.
Gakdeng knocks it off of Syracuse and will keep it with North Carolina. The Alyssa Ustby fan club.
Alyssa out of Minnesota. Don't know if they came from land of 10,000 lakes or if they're locals. Syracuse with the pressure again, gets the steal.
Yep. 3 players around Ustby. Good fair. She really is a good passer. Probably doesn't get enough credit for it as her pass to Rice, and Rice will finish. Ustby, Paris, Gakdeng, Donarski, and Deja Kelly on the court for the Tar Heels. Deja Kelly 0 for her first 6. Donarski back of the rim. Deja Kelly with the rebound. Back over to Donarski. Now Ustby. Ustby's open, but so is Gakdeng. Gakdeng a little short. Syracuse now will push it, trying to cut into this 7-point deficit.
Looked like a foul there on the Heels, trying to get the handoff. Ustby being aggressive. Syracuse not in the bonus yet, so take it out of bounds.
Into the game now, Renaya Kelly, who missed a few games because of injury. Actually started the first 3 games of the season.
She was having a good game against UConn and had a collision that knocked her out of that game. Has been out for the last couple after that.
Key also will get another run. So Donarski and Kelly out there with Key, Ustby, and Renaya Kelly.
It's a big stretch right here for Syracuse. They got 2 starters with 2 fouls that have been sitting for a while. They've managed to keep this game close. If they can hit a couple of buckets right here in the last minute 21, they're going to go into halftime feeling really good about themselves.
Alongside Derek Jordan, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you on Thursday afternoon in Chapel Hill, Carmichael Arena, where Derek's namesake had some pretty good moments. Up and in for Syracuse. You talked about them keeping it close. Sophie Burles, the first-year player from Australia. Ustby shows the ball and then travels underneath the basket.
We do like the joke at family occasions that Cousin Michael. This is the house that Cousin Michael built. No relation though.
Fair. Thought she was going to take the 3, instead kind of forces a runner. Renaya Kelly now kind of led with her arm, and she'll get called for that. It'll be a charge against North Carolina.
Burrows sort of guessed there, took a step to the right, her left. Right here, we'll get a look at it. She just sort of guessed it, got a good read. The push off and the charge. Syracuse could try and go 2 for 1 here, but looks like they're not going to rush it.
32-27. Step back 3. Key got her hand up, the long, rangy body of Key, and then it falls to Fair. And you said it, Syracuse has cut the lead to 2 in a game that felt like it was totally controlled by North Carolina.
Tar Heels right here need to try and get a good shot at the finish.
Deja Kelly was wide open, doesn't get it. Syracuse going the other way. Fair in the final seconds. And 32-30. Syracuse with a good run down the end to keep it close.
The Tar Heels coming out of the break can answer back.
So here we go, the start of the second half. Alongside Derek Jordan, and I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you. Thomas Mahler, Evan Badler, our producer and director. We'll get to know the rest of the crew a little later. Deja Kelly now 0 for 7. Gakdeng with the rebound, but has it ripped by Woolley.
Q started right away in the zone, forcing UNC into some perimeter shots. Trying to maybe limit Gakdeng a little bit.
Syracuse with a chance to tie it, maybe even take the lead on a 3, driving to the basket. And Ustby will rip it down. There has never been a triple-double in the history of UNC women's basketball as Deja Kelly gets on the board with an easy 2.
Ustby with 5 points, 7 rebounds now, 9 assists. She is on the verge. Something we'll keep track of in the second half.
Deja Fair, step back 3, ripped down by Gakdeng, who's got 3 rebounds to go with a game-high 15. Paris, short.
I would imagine that shot was a little bit quick right there for Coach Banghart.
High screen. The back of the rim from Latham. Rebound Gakdeng. Outlet. It'll be off of Syracuse.
I think the Tar Heels caught a little bit of a break there because that was sort of a errant pass by the Tar Heels, but Syracuse was only able to tip but not corral it.
North Carolina shooting 48%. Syracuse shooting 32% from the floor.
And that's where those offensive rebounds come into play. They've given Syracuse multiple opportunities to stick around in this game.
North Carolina 4 for 9 from 3. Ustby going to take it herself with her left hand. Gakdeng with the rebound. Gakdeng wants to go up with it. She does, and Gakdeng's got 17, closing in on her career high of 22.
Way to stay aggressive there by Gakdeng. Getting the offensive board and the finish. Syracuse is going to have to drive her out of the lane as best they can.
Tenarski back on Deja Fair. Fair with 9 points. In and out, another rebound for Gakdeng. Gakdeng now with 5 rebounds to go with her 17 points. Kelly held scoreless in the first half. Got her first bucket moments ago. Deja Kelly, back of the rim. Ustby out of nowhere with the rebound and then the left hand. Ustby's got 7 to go with her 10 assists and 7 rebounds. Could Alyssa Ustby make history here for North Carolina? It's an 8-point lead, and Ustby with the rip. It'll go off of North Carolina and stay with Syracuse.
Ustby right here, as we've talked about her all night. She's been the player of the game. Crashes the board, finishes with the left hand, as we said. Could be a historic night for Alyssa.
3 points and 2 rebounds needed for Alyssa Ustby. Latham, good turnaround. Wow.
Alyssa had 21 against Notre Dame. She's been a little bit quiet today, but that's her 7th point. Syracuse really needs her to step up.
Kelly with the leaner, the stop and pop, one of the best in the business. Deja Kelly at that shot.
And that's definitely a storyline we didn't talk about much at halftime. 0 points for their leading scorer, but she's definitely stepped up here in the third.
Fair with a little bit of chicken wing, sending Donarski the other way. And then Fair hit it. What's the call here?
Here's the shot by Deja Fair. Did get Donarski, get some space, get the finish, and then there was a tangle under the basket. Gakdeng, I think, ended up getting fouled by Syracuse.
So Wilson and Woolley with 2 fouls apiece out there for Coach Jack and Syracuse. Fair, Woolley, Wilson, Latham, and Rice. They go down to Gakdeng, who is fouled by Latham. That's the first foul against Latham, but Gakdeng will go back to the line.
Yeah, I'm sure they talked about trying to challenge her, not letting her have so many easy shots, but that'll send Maria to the line. 76% on the year.
First one in. Saturday afternoon on ACC Network, we'll have the first men's basketball triple header of the year. Virginia takes on NC State at 2 Eastern. Then Florida State hosts Virginia Tech, followed by number 14 Duke taking on Notre Dame in South Bend. Here in Chapel Hill, Carmichael Arena, 6:30 remaining in the third. Both teams 1-0 in the ACC, and North Carolina leads it 42-34. Fair. Donarski trying to keep either hand in the face of Fair. Fair will step back for 3 off the back of the rim. Kept alive by Syracuse. Woolley in and out.
Looks
like they're called Gakdeng.
Right, Syracuse with 2 offensive rebounds on that possession. That's been their bread and butter. Keep staying aggressive, keep getting extra opportunities. They've struggled a bit from 3 tonight, 5 for 19, 26%. But they're getting some good looks this quarter. You have to think some of them are going to start to fall.
Deja Kelly now on Deja Fair. Good handle from Fair. Short. Picked up by Donarski. He was bumped a couple times, no whistle. Donarski will keep it. Donarski. Harris, she's open for 3. She'll miss. Ustby with another rebound. That's 9 rebounds for Ustby. And it would have been the 11th assist at Ustby now. Are they calling Ustby for the foul, or was it somebody out of bounds? Just out of bounds, so Anya Poole's going to come in for Gakdeng, who will take a seat with 19 points and 6 rebounds.
And we saw Syracuse go on a little bit of a run late in that second quarter when Gakdeng sat down. Let's see if they can do something similar right here.
Poole, a 3-year starter, now coming off the bench with the arrival of the Boston College transfer Gakdeng. And Donarski called for the foul against Fair. She did not like it.
Interesting, Syracuse went with a little bit of an isolation set to get Fair all alone on the wing there. she drew the foul. We talked about in the very open that in that Notre Dame game, Coach Jack told the Asia Fair that she's got to shoot more in the second half, really take over, and we might be seeing that happen again tonight.
India Navarre will come on for Paulina Paris. And that looked like a charge, and it was, as Latham Ustby perfect positioning, and Ustby earns the whistle.
Right, Latham dips that shoulder right there. Alyssa's got great position. Easy call for the refs.
Ustby sitting on 9 rebounds, 10 assists, and 7 points. High screen from Ustby. That creates an opening, and Deja Kelly finds Navarre for an easy one.
Syracuse's zone got sort of spread out right there. We're able to get a backdoor look for an easy layup.
The lead is back to 10. Syracuse with that 7-0 run at the end of the first half to cut it to 2, and Anya Poole. Great play by Anya Poole to knock it off of Syracuse. A tremendous start to the third for the Tar Heels here in the confines of Carmichael. Wide open, Kelly to Navarre, and the Tar Heels lead it by 10.
Tonight, she's trying to one-up that with a triple-double. She's only 3 points, 1 rebound away. You see here crashing the glass, finishing, making all the passes to Gakdeng in the first half. Let's take a look at what she's got tonight. 7 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, and this would be, if it happens, the first triple-double in UNC history. So possibly a historic night and a big statement for Courtney Banghart's program. Alyssa Ustby's been so vital in the way that she's built this program. I know she'd love for her to get that record.
Hard to believe with all of the incredible players that have come through Chapel Hill. There's never been a triple-double. And Donarski whistled going to the basket.
Right, we look at some of the names up in the rafters, Lotta and Teasley and Charlotte Smith. You would think somebody had done it at some point, but Ustby could be the one. She might get her number honored one day, based on the way she's been playing this season, and first team All ACC last year, and on her way again this year.
Well, the early word is that Ustby is planning on coming back to Chapel Hill next year.
Right, her class is the last class of the COVID group that could get that extra year, and so we've got one more year of seeing if people return for that 5th season.
Syracuse has gone almost 2.5 minutes without a bucket. Navarre keeps an eye on Fair. Latham. That was Anya Poole. Now Ustby to Navarre. Donarski open for 3 and nails it. Donarski's got 11. She's in double digits.
Syracuse in a bit of a danger zone right here. They've got to get a bucket.
Rebound Navarre. She'll rip it and she can run with it. Navarre really versatile. Ustby at the basket, up and in. Ustby's got 9. She's got 10 rebounds, 10 assists. And she is 1 point away from making history for North Carolina as they have a 17-point lead. Ustby with that great left hand. And it's 51-34. Tar Heels rolling. Ustby, moments from history.
You'll love this.
Especially on triple-double watch as Alyssa Ustby 1 point away from being the first ever player in the great history of North Carolina women's basketball to have a triple-double. Look at those numbers.
Right, 1 point away, and this has been an elite program with a national championship in 1994, and to be able to have a first in a program like this would be something remarkable. We talked at the Open that Ustby was going to be a difficult matchup for the Orange tonight, and it's proven true tenfold.
Syracuse 3.5 minutes without a bucket. A long scoring drought. The lead is 17. Deja Kelly. And the possession arrow will stay with Syracuse.
Just sort of evaluating this third quarter, what's been happening that's forced Syracuse to struggle so much. UNC's really up their defensive intensity. You're really seeing them slide their feet, prevent the dribble penetration, and limiting Syracuse to one shot.
Inbounds play. Wheel it around, get it to Fair. Navarre got a piece of it. Ustby gonna drop it. It's a little bit too long there, so a turnover, the 9th turnover of the game for the Tar Heels.
Navarre's really been impressive against Fair here in this 3rd quarter. She's got a little bit more bulk, if you will, to really body her up on some of those drives. And it's proven to make a difficult night for DeAsia.
Yeah, Navarre is very much like Ustby. Like, she's the complete package. She can rip and run just the way Ustby's going to do it right now. Ustby with the outlet finds Deja Kelly. Deja Kelly with a little fake, steps into it. Deja Kelly now 2 for 12 from the field. Fair air ball, rebound Latham. Latham with her body, and it'll be an and one. Anya Poole whistled for the foul. A little slap on the arm.
Rare miss for Fair there on the air ball, but it actually led to Latham getting the free offensive rebound. Right here, she'll go up and get the N1 finish. Syracuse tries to work their way back into the game.
They'll go off of Syracuse and back to North Carolina. They missed the free throw, and they're 1 of 10 from the field in their last 10.
Syracuse with 4 fouls in this quarter, so even if Ustby just draws a foul, she can go to the line with a chance to get the triple-double.
Deja Kelly. Donarski comes around the high screen from Anya Poole, and Kelly to Donarski, and Donarski's got 14.
As we said, she's been heating up the last few games, getting really comfortable in a Tar Heel uniform.
And go out of bounds, and right now North Carolina has Syracuse rattled.
They really do. Donarski will have a block there by Syracuse, but on that last play it looked like Syracuse had switched up to man, so UNC ran a little 3-man action, got the down screen for Donarski to hit the 3. When she gets an open look like that, she's almost automatic.
Yeah, I like that you brought up the fact that I asked Courtney Banghart about Donarski, and she's like, look, everybody talked about her defense, but she's a two-way player, and she's been filling up the stat sheet as well.
Well, she was definitely a sought-after transfer in the transfer portal in the offseason. Anybody that can shoot like that is going to be a great piece to add to your program.
She scored 32 against TCU at Iowa State. Season high for North Carolina is 23. It's a 19-point lead for the Tar Heels. Good defense from Deja Kelly. Keep an eye on Perkins. Perkins, little isolation, and yes, Deja Kelly earns the charge.
Good job sliding her feet on Perkins right there. Here you'll see it. She's putting a lot of pressure on Perkins, and then she just bodies up. That's a senior move right there, knowing that the shoulder's going to dip. Was able to draw the charge. Really savvy move by Deja.
Not her day from the floor, but they call her a queen for the reason. She can help your team in so many different ways. It was Kelly who had that, as you said, that 3-person play set up with Donarski finishing and Anya Poole setting the high screen. Kelly keeps it alive, back over to Donarski. Now Anya Poole. Ustby, can it be? Ustby, a little bit short.
Oh, but I think she got the call right there.
She's going to go to the line. Ustby a career 58% free throw shooter. This season, her best at 63%. With a made free throw, Alyssa Ustby will make history. First one not there.
I doubt that she knows about it, but there's a lot of fans of stats that are hanging on this shot.
She'd done it. Alyssa Ustby with the first ever triple-double in the history of North Carolina women's basketball.
And I think Coach Banghart knew that, took her out of the game, and it's a standing ovation from this Carmichael crowd. Triple-double, and to do it in only 3 quarters, it's really remarkable.
The lead is 20. Long distance shot for Syracuse, who's had 4 turnovers in the last 5:33 and now 1 of 11 from the floor. Deja Kelly. Gakdeng trying to set up camp. Deja Kelly driving to the basket. He's looking to find Gakdeng. And they'll call Gakdeng for the foul. That'll be her second.
Syracuse shooting 3 for 17 and 0 for 7 from the 3 in this quarter. As we mentioned, Carolina's really stepped up the defense. When you want to be an elite program, that's where it starts. Is shutting down on the defense.
Short rebound by Navarre, who has had a solid second half for Courtney Banghart and the Tar Heels. Just kind of been everywhere. Deja Kelly, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Gakdeng still has a chance, and she gets bailed out. And she'll go to the line right as the shot clock was winding down. Kyra Wood across the arms of Gakdeng.
And you can see the frustration on Coach Jack's face after that play right there. It was sort of a mispass by Gakdeng. Then ended up bouncing off the backboard. Came right back to her.
Makes the first. Came into the game shooting 77% from the line. She is 58% in her career. Makes 1 of 2. Go out off of Anya Poole. As now Renaya Kelly will replace Deja Kelly, no relation. Final seconds of the third. A third dominated by the team in the white uniform, the North Carolina Tar Heels. Step back not there, rebound, and North Carolina with a 17-2 run to close out the third, have a massive lead, 57-36 over the Orange. Double in the history of North Carolina women's basketball.
The story of the night has been Ustby just making history for the Tar Heels. You see her with the rebound, with the putback. She had the 9 early assists to Gakdeng. Here's a finish right there, and she gets it on a free throw to push her to right there, the first triple-double in UNC history. And you just think about all the great players. We talked about it, and the list goes on how many greats have been here in Chapel Hill, and she's the first. It's rare that you get that opportunity to make that kind of history, and really excited for her tonight.
Against a top 25 program as well. Ustby, extra pass. Donarski, little fake. Nia Kelly with the rebound, and it's been all North Carolina, outscoring Syracuse 25-6 in the third.
Right, Syracuse held to 15% from the field in that third quarter. 3 of 19 and 0 for 8 from 3. Carolina's defense has just frustrated the Orange.
Fair, 4 for 15, 3 for 9 from long distance. Give Navarre credit for taking on some of that defensive responsibility off the bench for Courtney Banghart and the Tar Heels. Fair All the way to the basket. Wow. When she wants to, she can make it look really easy, Derek.
Right. She's an elite driver. We've talked about that. And right there, she was able to get India Navarre on her hip and get all the way to the rack.
Gakdeng. Gakdeng. Quick. And up and in. And Gakdeng with 22.
Right. She would be the story of the game in most nights because she has been dominant in the paint. Here, getting the basket and 22 points. Really just giving Syracuse fits.
So Maria Gakdeng, the junior transfer from Boston College, political science major, 2 times in her career she's had 22. Never has she had more until, nope, a little short. Still got time though. To set that career high, she has tied it 3 times now with 22.
Well, coming into this season, you knew Ustby and Kelly were going to be great, but the 3 transfers, you've really seen it come out tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second as Syracuse gets the steal.
Fair. High volume shooter. She's going to need to shoot a lot to try to get her team back into it. There's Ustby with another rebound, but then a turnover. And a finish for Syracuse.
Syracuse still playing hard.
Navarre. Gakdeng. Ripped out of there. Renaya Kelly keeps it. Renaya Kelly, little runner. Yes.
Coach Banghart happy to see her back on the floor tonight after missing the last 2 with injury. You can see her talent.
Yeah, it's going to turn out to be a deeper team, particularly if McPherson can make her way back. There's Ustby up and in, and Ustby now with 12.
Just pouring on to her historic night with the pull-up jumper.
Back in 2020, Kennedy Todd Williams was just 1 assist away. She had 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Syracuse with the basket and a timeout. But it's been all North Carolina on a history-making night for Alyssa Ustby. 63-42 Tar. Here from the great folks at ACC Network to all of you as Snowman is out. Alyssa Ustby making history with a triple-double, and it's not going to get easier as North Carolina looking to get their first win over a ranked team. Looks like they've got it against Syracuse, but they got 2 more coming up.
Yes, both on the road at Notre Dame, at Florida State, both very difficult teams. And UNC fell out of the top 25 AP for the first time this week, but they've got a chance to move right back in based on this schedule.
Ustby gets her own rebound. Now doing a little Moses Malone action to add to her history-making night.
Almost some Harlem Globetrotters out at the top.
Boy, they have totally flipped the switch behind Ustby as far as their rebounding. And Renaya Kelly with the second chance gets the 2 buckets, but make no mistake here, in the second half, attacking the glass, the Tar Heels have been all over it.
Yes, they have, and that had to have been something that Coach Banghart talked about at halftime because of the 10 offensive boards by Syracuse in the first half, but it's just been a different story this quarter and a half since we got back since halftime.
65-42 with under 7 minutes to go. Coach Jack talking to Wood. Inbounds play for Syracuse.
Both teams a little bit thin on the bench because of injuries, so not going to see the benches get cleared very much here.
Another 3 as Syracuse now 5 for 26 from 3, Derek.
Yeah, and that's something that you just don't really expect. I know that they've struggled from 3-point shooting, but Deasia Fair has always been really solid, and she's had a tough night as well. So you give some credit to the Carolina defense for getting out on the shooters, making it difficult.
Gakdeng. That'll be her 4th foul.
Carolina at 3 fouls already, 2 away from the bonus. Syracuse staying aggressive. You got it. That's a trademark of Coach Jack's teams. They're never going to just give up. They're going to keep playing hard and staying aggressive.
Picked up by Navarre. Outlet to Ustby. Ustby with Fair. Ustby up and in. Ustby with 14, 16 rebounds and 10 assists.
As we said, a double-double for Ustby against Clemson, and she one-upped it with the triple-double tonight.
Fair gives it up to Burrows. Fair. Extra pass out to Woolley. This is Rice.
Rice with a nice strong drive there, drawing the foul. Looks like they're not going to say. Looks like they're going to say it was not on the shot. It looked like she might have been going up. Tough break for her. Both teams sort of lining up for free throws, and they're about to get word that it's not a free throw.
Yep, so they called it on the floor. Good pass, and Fair will finish. Syracuse.
Nifty little play there by the Cuse. Fair just got lost underneath. UNC might have been looking for her to come off a double screen, and she just faked it and came right back to the basket.
Foul called against Georgia Woolley, the junior from Australia, one of 5 players from Buffalo. Coach Jack came back to her alma mater from. Ustby, like she had a layup, decides to work a little bit of the clock here. Ustby. Kick out. Renaya Kelly. Yes, and Renaya Kelly with 7.
She started the first 3 games of the year as a true freshman, now coming off the bench, and you can see her talent and her confidence continuing to grow. Big opportunity for her in the last 5 minutes to get some quality minutes.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of minutes. Another rebound for Gakdeng. Good hustle from Syracuse. On a history-making night, we've got the A-team. Thomas Mahler producing, Evan Badler directing, Tommy Rochester AD, Alexandra DeRosette TD, Logan Siege, Dylan Rolling Stone Field, Paul Beam, Ahmad Patel on replay. Giving us these great looks, our camera operators. Next opportunity with a big lead here for North Carolina. Ustby with a steal, why not? Ustby off the steal, Ustby, Alyssa Ustby all day long.
She is really something special. Going for the quadruple double now if she can rack up about 7 more steals.
Good answer from Burrows, who's got 5 as she hits from 3. Renaya Kelly back to Ustby.
She'll need 8 more steals, actually, Dean. So she got 4 minutes to do it.
Yeah, I was checking to see if she's got any blocks, but does not have any. Donarski back down to Anya Poole. Poole, ultimate team player, coming off the bench this year after being a 3-year starter. 72-47. Deja Kelly's going to check back in for Courtney Banghart and the Tar Heels as Fair with the runner, and Fair's got 17.
And you could just see her talent right there. A little hesitation dribble and soft kiss off the glass. Hasn't been her night, but you can still see why she's such a talented player for Syracuse.
Catching all of the video on this history-making night for Ustby is Aiden Young, Cam Newworth, Nick Forbes, and Rosanna Dana Revel. As Ustby is fouled, I also want to thank Ryan Moeller and Ario, Tanner King, and Jody Jones. That's our crew. Alongside Derek Jordan, I'm Dean Linke. And yeah, Alyssa Ustby, you have earned that camera time as Coach Jack is looking on.
Nice hand from the crowd for Renaya Kelly, the freshman, taking a breather, but she's had some nice minutes for the Heels.
So 72-49. An extended time on the bench. Paris and Deja Kelly back in for Courtney Banghart. Donarski down low to Ustby. Ustby has it swatted away. Fair misses. Paris trying to get the rebound.
As you look forward for Syracuse, you know, this isn't the result they wanted, but you see the talent with De'Asia Fair. You see how good Alyssa Latham can be, the freshman, number 23. And then Elena Rice has had some good moments for Syracuse. So even though it didn't come together, I mean, this was a 2-point game at halftime against a team that was picked 3rd in the ACC. So even though Syracuse was picked 9th, I think they're going to make some noise in this league.
Well, it's all part of this story. As we asked Coach Jack about that, she was talking at the shoot around about writing their own story this year for Syracuse. Today, the chapter didn't write the way she wanted it to, but they're going to win some big games this year for sure.
They absolutely are. And she talked about, I liked, you either win or you learn. And today's a learning experience for the Cuse going up against what looks like an elite program in the Tar Heels. I think we'll see UNC back in the top 25 very soon.
Yeah, that's so well said. They beat Clemson, and then Clemson actually went ahead of them in some weird way. And Syracuse got into the top 25. But you're right, North Carolina, I think no doubt will be back in the top 25.
Right, and you can't fault the voters that Syracuse moved in because they beat number 13 Notre Dame. And there goes Ustby right there. Let's take a look at her. Standing ovation from this crowd. They know what a special night it was for her.
Paris turns it over, and De'Asia Kelly called for the foul.
Taking a look at the ESPN bracketology, they update that every week. They've got UNC as an 8 seed right now. Syracuse is a 9 seed. So both of these teams look like they could make the NCAA tournament come March.
Perkins to the line. Sunday afternoon on ACC Network, we have a women's basketball quadruple header. 13th ranked Virginia Tech hosts number 3 NC State at noon Eastern. Then it's Georgia Tech Pittsburgh, number 22 Florida State and Clemson, and BC at Syracuse to cap off the day. As both free throws missed there, the crowd staying into it. The students are not back yet at UNC. Yet a solid crowd here for North Carolina women's hoops.
Right, looked like a promotion there for some chocolate chip cookies, and the crowd was very much into it. 2 missed free throws. I think everybody's taking home a souvenir.
So here comes Zelaya. Her first minutes of the game. Was bothered by an injury in the last game and did not play. Had really good minutes against Oklahoma. She was outstanding. Talk about a player who understands the game from top to bottom. Zelaya, really fun player to watch in practice. Tiani Key, high screen for Paris. Paris keeps the dribble. Gives it to De'Asia Kelly. De'Asia Kelly feeling a little bit of pressure. Foul called down low.
You know, De'Asia Kelly with only 5 points tonight. I think Coach Bankhart wants to get her in a little bit of a rhythm, as we talked about. They've got 2 road games against ranked opponents. She's going to have to come up big when they travel to Notre Dame and Florida State. So if they can just get her a bucket here, just to get her a little bit of confidence going into the end of the game, I think that's what we're looking at right now.
Donarski out there with 35 minutes played. I love Courtney Banghart's answer when you talk about fatigue, and she's like, look, these are next level athletes. Like, De'Asia Kelly does not get fatigued.
Exactly.
Lexi Donarski does not get fatigued.
Exactly. She talked about their sports nutrition program, their training program, and all the analytics and the things they do here at Carolina, that 40 minutes is not a challenge to play at your best. It's a testament to their strength and conditioning and off-season work.
Kelly with 2 more. She's got 7. Good to see what Key can do defensively. She'll get called for the foul.
Again, talking about Alyssa Latham. Strong freshman. She was ranked number 68 in the high school rankings last year, the first top 100 recruit in the Coach Jack era. Had a career high 23 against Alabama, 21 against Notre Dame. So she's played well against some elite teams, Power 5 teams. I think she's going to have an excellent career for Syracuse.
What a second half. If you joined us late, Syracuse went on a 7-0 run to close out the second quarter, and they trailed only by 2, 32-30, but a 25-6 third quarter as we watched Alyssa Ustby become the first ever player in North Carolina women's basketball history to have a triple-double, and the Tar Heels have not looked back. There will be a game ball coming to Alyssa Ustby, though. Deja Kelly a little short. Thought maybe Courtney Banghart would go a little deeper on her bench here, the final 90 seconds, and travel there. Good defense from Zelaya.
All right, she's looking back at the bench. She might be ready to get a couple more subs in, but like I said, I think they want to build Deja Kelly's confidence. She's trying to get a bucket here late.
Key. Paris. Gives it to Deja Kelly. Zelaya with not one but 2 high screens. Kelly. Rough shooting night for Kelly, 3 of 15 from the floor. And Tiana Key.
A couple of players getting tangled up there, a little bit of frustration. Take another look at what happened here on the rebound. Looks like they just got tangled up with the arm, and then when Key fell on Sanaya Wilson there, Sanaya just frustrated and really just sort of an accident there, but they might. No, I don't think they're going to take a look at that. I think they're just going to call it out of bounds. I see Lexi McNabb at the scores table for Syracuse. She's the daughter of Syracuse great quarterback Donovan McNabb,
who actually played a little basketball at Syracuse.
Yes, played two seasons under Hall of Fame coach Jim Boeheim. And her mother, actually, Roxy, played basketball at Syracuse as well when Coach Leggett Jack was an assistant coach at Syracuse. So that's the connection there. Definitely a legacy recruit for Syracuse, and she'll get a chance to show what she can do in the last minute here.
.64 seconds remaining. Donarski still out there. Zelaya is going to take a 3. Rebound Key, and Key's going to go to the line. Good stuff from Key, number 13 for the Tar Heels.
Sophomore forward out of Cary, 2021 McDonald's All-American. Missed the first 10 games due to injury, but she's got, you can see, tremendous length, great at rebounding. Her sister plays basketball for the Tennessee Vols.
This is the first. Finishes the second. She's on the board. 75-51. Whatever Courtney Banghart said during the halftime speech, Derek Jordan, they listened. Especially Alyssa Ustby. McNabb with the runner. Rebounds Zelaya.
Carolina looks like they might have to take one more shot here.
Everybody standing up, saluting the North Carolina Tar Heels. Donarski can't hit it. And that'll be it. 75-51. North Carolina will move to 2-0 in the ACC. Syracuse, after beating Notre Dame, will fall to 1-1. Your final thoughts on a big win and a history-making performance from Alyssa Ustby?
Very impressive win for the Tar Heels.